owning question.
Yeah, so I can see, you can see the chain. That's where they said it. I ain't moving from. I ain't come all together.
I'm gonna have to agree with the general on this one. I think the Rosetta Stone is a fake. I don't see how you took that little tablet and got all of this. Especially when you weren't the one to actually do it. All of this shit is secondhand knowledge, secondhand information. This is crazy. The general was right there in front of it, and he said that Rosetta Stone looks like a knockoff. Knowing white people, I'm inclined to believe them. Here's my whole issue with this MEDU NETER stuff. If this is supposed to be an ancient language, I'm not even going to go into the whole whether it was a secret priesthood that only got to read it, or I'm not even going to go that far. What I am going to go and actually stand on is, how do you know this? This goes out to all Sineta's cronies who sat on that couch with all their Egyptian t-shirts and all that shit, and all their Ankh t-shirts and Egyptian names, all their Amun-Ra squad ups, and all of these things. Polite and his whole, this nigga got a whole rap song. He got a whole MEDU NETER rap song on a 50 Cent Dr. Dre beat. But even if he did, at the time, if that's what you believed, that's what you believed. What's so wrong with evolving to the point of actually asking the question, how do I actually know any of this stuff? How does the people who wrote the book that I read about this stuff in, how do they know what they know? Were they talking to an Egyptian? Did one come back from the past to translate the language for you? See, this whole Champollion shit and none of that, that's not the angle that I take when I go at people about this MEDU NETER stuff. I like to know who, what, when, where, why, and how. Or how and why, however you want to say it. I'd like to know who exactly is the person who says that, who actually translated it, and or peoples. Who exactly are these people? If you give a name, I want it to exactly be that person. We know that he was not one of those people. This we know for sure. So, who exactly are the people or the person who claims to have translated it? What was it that they actually translated? Where did this term MEDU NETER come from? Was the tablets or whatever the, were the hieroglyphs in a certain order, and at the top where a title should be, it said MEDU NETER? When did these people do this? The exact day, time, month, year that these people actually did this. For example, Tuesday, December 2nd, 1733, 1846, 1991. Who said that MEDU NETER means mission from Ra? I don't want anyone to think that I'm downgrading our history, man, because that's not what this is about. But this is about, if you're going to say that you translated something and you speak of it in a definitive manner, that means you obviously have facts and or witness with personal first-hand knowledge to corroborate what you're saying. Facts, evidence, or witness with personal first-hand knowledge. So when was the exact day, month, year that this happened? And we'd like to know the time of the day. Tuesday morning, or was it Tuesday evening? Where exactly on the planet did this occur? The exact spot on Earth that this occurred. Okay? That means the country, the street name, whatever. Why did they do this? This is the most important part of all, as far as I'm concerned. But we'll start with how. We'll go before that. When my fault, guys, we'll go with how. How? How exactly did they translate that? How exactly did they take a bird and make that bird mean whatever the fuck you just try to make it mean? Not downgrading the brother's intellect or his attempt. I'm just saying, how are you doing this? Who's actually corroborating this thing? How did you take a chipped off, broken off little piece of rock that the general said is a knockoff? It's a fake. How did you take that and make this? And now we get to the why. So when we ask proof of translation of the MEDU NETER, it starts with who exactly are the person or people? What are their names? Who are they? What exactly is it that we're dealing with? Actually, and the proof you have that that is actually what we're dealing with. Where exactly on the planet Earth, location that this happened? Like, these things go into facts and evidence to corroborate one story. Okay? So if you don't have these things, acknowledge that you believe this. Acknowledge that, hey, I read this stuff in a book, some other person said it to me, I believe it. But don't ridicule others when we ask you to provide the who, what, when, where, how, and why, and you can't provide any of that. And you can provide childish ridicule and jokes, though. You can provide the book that you read it out of. That's not a fact. So the MEDU NETER challenge, I'd like to hear the proof if there's any. And you can, with me, you can start with who, what, when, where, how, and why.